the kind of kids that you'd want to crank out from your school district, right? Those are the kind of kids.
Transition. Am I picking up on a transition?
I'm trying.
Am I getting a segue?
I'm trying.
Are you going to start speaking Romanian?
No.
Okay.
We got Russ Tuman, Director of Student Experience, Jed Waters, Innovation Director from the West Valley. Right?
Yep.
Judd or Jed?
All right.
Jed.
Judd with a U.
No, with an E.
No, it's
with an E.
J-E-D.
Yeah.
J-E-D.
Yeah.
Beverly Hillbillies, Jed Clampett.
I wouldn't go there, but okay.
How's that cement pond working
Hey,
out for you?
a little cold, frozen right now.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, gentlemen, thanks for being here. The Innovation Center. Tell us.
Yeah.
It's got a great name. I mean, just
thanks.
being part of an innovative center. We have this is called a deconstructive radio studio, where we took radio and we kind of broke it down.
Yeah.
And we never did get it fixed. But as far as an innovative center, what is it? What do you do?
Well, we do call our students at the Innovation Center innovators, and so they self-selected to come to the school last spring by an interest level. So we have 3 pathways of study: computer science, health science, and STEM engineering. So if a student had an interest in that, they met with what we call our teachers designers. They met with the designers, and we made sure we explained what we were doing at the Innovation Center, and if they had an interest and wanted to be part of that, then they selected to come to our school. So,
And you got another one coming? Is there another path program
yeah, thanks for
coming?
asking. We do have a new pathway starting next year. We're really excited about it. It's robotics, ag science.
Awesome.
We look around. It just, I mean, you don't have to be in Yakima very long to know that ag is a massive part of what goes on in this economy. And the recent data that we're getting back is it's always been huge, but it's continuing to grow. And so we are working with our partners, our community partners, to design a pathway that will help produce students that can be an immediate part of that economy.
The student. First of all, where's your school located?
We are at 92060 Road.
Okay.
So it's actually on the West Valley campus area?
It is the West
Yeah.
Valley campus. It's a familiar building. If you're familiar with West Valley, it's actually the site of the old high school, and then
okay.
was the freshman campus for several years. And then last 2 years, it housed our Apple Valley and some of the elementaries while they were building those 2 new buildings. So
Okay.
After they were able to go into their buildings, we were able to open the Innovation Center.
And for students from sophomore to senior, how's that work?
Yeah, great question. So currently we are grades 7 through 9. Next year will be grades 7 through 12. So we'll extend the current pathways we have to 7, 12, and then start with a 7th grade through 9th grade robotics ag science program.
So does this, are we offering classes that instead of a third year of, geography of South Africa or something, I could
Right.
take one of these pathway type classes in my specific area of interest? Does that kind
Correct.
of
So
augment the normal?
We designed this program so students could meet their specific grade level standards through the study of their pathway. So you would meet your, say, 7th grade English standards in a variety of ways, maybe in your computer science pathway or in your elective class, which the second half of the day could be, if you're a computer science pathway student, you also get to go into our health science classroom in the afternoon or our STEM engineering classroom in the second semester of school.
Let me give you an example, see if I'm hearing you. My wife is involved in coaching basketball, and for conditioning, they run lines, and she's saying, well, why don't we have them do like actual dribbling and game type things instead of just running lines? You're getting in shape, but you're doing it through that which will help you more in the game situation than just running does. Is this the same thing? I need my English, but if I'm learning English as an adjunct to words in and around the computer world, I'm getting double the values. It's
So
kinda
correct.
Like that?
So say you're in the STEM engineering classroom and you're doing 3D printing. You're applying algebraic theories, and actually it's applied algebra basically. So yes, it's learning through hands-on application.
Jed, you got a STEM fair coming up?
Yep, yeah, we have a STEM fair coming up next Wednesday, February 9th. So that'll be, and actually it's a great time for our students to show their parents what they've been doing with all the COVID, everything else going on. Schools have been a little more closed to the public. So for the first hour from 6 to 7 p.m., our innovators, as we call the students, are able to show their parents what they've been doing. So show a project, show the classroom, show the different equipment they've been using. Along with, at that same time, we have a number of local partners, whether it be businesses. We have ESD 105, which works with a number of schools. A lot of other places coming in, and they're going to work with kind of running little booths, showing the students what they do for business, or connecting with little STEM activities for either our innovators, their families, their younger siblings, things of that nature. And then from 7 until 8, we open it up to the public. So people are interested in learning more about the Innovation Center, learning more about STEM, so science, technology, engineering, math, learning about the pathways that Russ talked about. That's a great time to come in and see. And most of this is all student-led. So the students are going to be around at different booths, different stations, showing community members what they're doing, leading them through each booth that's a business booth will have a student with it that's helping kind of engage community members, parents,
really
things
cool.
like that in the activities. So yeah, it's kind of a great opportunity that it's really, student led. So that's kind of the nice
Yeah,
part of
that's very
students
cool.
are jumping
I
in.
got to ask the cynical news guy question. Are we creating a two-tier kind of school, though? We got like the regular kids and then the innovators. And
No.
is there any issue there, or how do you?
We really worked hard to make sure that our demographics at the Innovation Center match the demographics of the rest of the West Valley School District, and that's a huge goal of all of us to do that. So, right, the idea is not to create an elite school and not to create an alternative school. So it's an alternative way to do education.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
So
What is some of the kids interested in their careers, future careers? I mean, they got to be thinking of that, right?
oh yeah, we have. I mean, everywhere from kids that are planning. I mean, right now, I want to be an engineer.
Yeah.
That's what they want to be.
Yeah.
And we have kids that want to be welders, and so they're going to get that skill. The plan is they'll graduate with a registered apprenticeship in their area or close to having that registered apprenticeship. So,
Wow.
So you graduate with a diploma, and the idea that you could step right into the workforce and be a welder, or take that diploma with you to a trade school or to a four-year college. So
If any of them want to be radio broadcasters, let us talk to them first, okay? We might want to start another path for them rather than this. But it sounds like a fantastic opportunity, and I would think the success of the first few innovative classes and stuff would really be a lure for other kids to say, I guess I should focus on what I really want to do, and maybe this is a step across the hall into a little more directed, self-directed sort of approach to my education too.
Yeah, we sure hope so. And having that self-paced learning environment has been it's been a challenge for some, but it's also been really exciting to see kids just move at their own pace and move rapidly through getting their own standards met.
If it's a passion, they'll take it on and go for it, won't they?
Yes, they will.
So now, how does this all hang in the balance of levy? I mean, just out of curiosity, are you guys affected by what may or may not be out there levy-wise?
A lot of our funding is through this, just as a normal classroom would be. We do, because we're a CTE, some of our funding comes to that, but it's all in district funds. So levy, again, is usually with learning. So it would impact some of the additional learning opportunities that our students have, but it wouldn't impact the actual operation of school, but does limit, if the levy does not continue, does limit some of the opportunities, just as it would throughout the whole district
Sure.
of some of those extra learning activities. Our students can, at the Innovation Center, still participate in band. Before or after school, they're in sports. So some of them go down to the junior high to participate in sports, some to the high school. So we have a lot of participation. It isn't once you come to the school, you're just only focused on health science, STEM engineering, computer science, or next year agrobotics. You do have some opportunities outside your school day, but a lot of it is because it's that a lot of your day is immersed into what you're interested in with that applied part, as Russ talked about, with you're doing your math, so in other areas. That's kind of, you're in there for the day, with the whole program, but a lot of the students are just loving what they can do. And as Russ talked about, jumping right in. We do have a partnership with ASU, so students that, do have a pathway where I want to be an engineer, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a computer programmer, you have opportunities to take college credit as you go. So that's something that sometimes when people hear the STEM stuff, they say, oh, it's just trade school. But we have kids of all different levels. You can go right to work, go, 2-year school, 4-year school certification.
What about when you expand it to the full run from 7 to 12? Will those kids all be together in the same places, or will it be sort of a tiered thing there based on age? Or
they'll be so our kids travel in a cohort. So there's a 7 through 9 cohort, and then we'll have a 10 through 12 cohort of students that will be basically traveling together in that group there. And so we will have 9th graders next year that move up into that 10-12 cohort, and then we've seen research that students who are in a cohort are more likely to graduate, so that they have that
got all that mutual support,
Yes.
and you're talking the same language,
Yeah.
you're seeing the same things, and you're all like helping nudge each other toward the ultimate goal, I would think.
Right.
Right.
And, I mean, it's like when you work in a group, you have that the support and the accountability to each other too. So
Yep.
that's been, and it's already developed. It's really nice to see.
You know, one of our listeners, greatest listeners, is Rob Valikoff. He's out there right now, and he is doing a lot with robotics and agri-science. And so some of you, your kids may be working for him in the future,
Yeah.
that's for sure. But that's a
Yeah.
great pathway, robotics and ag science, man.
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
up
Can
and
you see it,
coming.
Lance? The white lab coat replaces the Letterman's jacket.
That's
I like
right.
it.
That's right.
I think that's
Yeah,
cool.
and we're always looking for community partners too. So we have a number of them already working, but that's a lot of our goal is to really be a service to our community and really start onboarding students early. So we're always glad
Yeah.
to take interest. Maybe we can get you guys some contact information for where people can learn more at the Innovation Center too.
Hey, Rob Valikoff, if you're listening out there, man, you got to get in touch with these folks if he hasn't already.
The
so.
idea
please.
that some of these things will prepare them for work right here.
Yeah.
Losing our kids to other places is always the brain drain and the loss of youth. If we can entice them into things that they can do right here, they might just get hooked. We might keep them around. So.
Well, and like working with our stakeholders here, and we were at Yakima Chief Hops 2 weeks ago, and just it's not just ag. They have a need for computer science people. They have a need for all kinds of tiers within that very large company. So, keeping our kids here and having them have that opportunity to be a plus for our community, but also for them to have that opportunity is great.
Well, one more time, give us the lowdown on this seminar so the public can get out there and see what's going on.
Yep. So the Innovation Center, if you want general information, just type in West Valley School District Innovation Center. There's a link right there to the webpage. So there's a lot of good information about the school, the different programs, pathways. There's a great informational video about 2 minutes long that kind of walks through the school, what's going on there. So that's some really good general information. The STEM fair that's coming up is next week, Wednesday, February 9th. And again, that's for our Innovation Center designers and innovators and the families from 6 to 7. But then the public is welcome from 7 to 8. And there's going to be a lot of great activities and also some prizes for students to go around or families to go around and visit all the booths.
At the former West Valley High School?
Yes, the old high school.
The old high school,
and
right?
freshman
okay.
campus. And
Okay,
then,
freshman
right,
campus.
yeah,
Okay,
right.
The old one. I didn't mean that. But anyway, okay, there. And for parents, hey, if you're thinking about maybe getting your kids or your kids are talking like this, go to that public part of that STEM fair so you can check it all out.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, for sure. Thank you. Yeah, we're getting to. I mean, we're every school right now. We're starting to prepare for next year, so we're looking at how we can enroll kids for next year. So please, and if you can't make it to the fair, feel free to give us contact me, Russ Stuman, at the Innovation Center.
Russ, Jed, thank you guys. Say hi to Granny and Ellie Mae for us.
All right.
And, we appreciate you coming in and sharing this great information. We got to feel just so much good stuff going on around here that for us to get to share it with our great KIT listeners, it's a pleasure. So thank you, fellas, very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you guys for the time.
You bet.